everybody, it's Emily here again. Today I'm going to be doing a demo of a Star Wars inspired acrylic nail set. So this is all the powders and glitters that I'm going to be using. I will be using nail guards to protect my natural nail bed because I'm trying to grow them out, so I don't want to be building extensions on them for now. So I'm going to start off with doing a clear base on all of my nails. So the glitters that I'm going to be using today are available on my Etsy store. So I'm going to put a link to my Etsy store down in the description box below. So the glitters that I sell at my store are named after characters from TV or movies, or singers or people from my personal life. So that's kind of how I draw inspiration on what to mix for my glitters, and I think that's kind of cool if you get the reference. Below the description at my Etsy store for each glitter, I do also tell you what the reference is, so it's pretty interesting, I think. Adds a bit of mystery and fun to naming glitters for myself. So I think this is a really interesting set to do because it's not the typical pink or pastel bright colored nail sets that you see. Some of my clients are actually huge nerds and they love science fiction and video games. So sometimes they would ask for video game related or themed nails, and some of my clients actually don't like pink nails, so then this is a good alternative to have for those clients who want extensions but doesn't really want girly extensions. So with these nail guards, there's actually a bit of a issue with them that I had. I've always used nail guards when I was practicing before, and I've had no problems with them, except this time I did very long extensions, and I think that's where the cons of these nail guards come in, because when I was starting to file these nails, because they were so long, a lot of them actually ripped off of my nails because the nail guard couldn't withstand the amount of pressure I was putting on to the tip of these really long nails. So my recommendation is it's still good to have a nail guard on, but be aware if you are doing long extensions with these nail guards. They might come off a lot easier than normal. So with the pinky finger, I'm going to be doing a black with a black holographic glitter on top. And the black powder that I'm using here is from the I&M, I believe it's the Long Ago and Far Away collection. And it's a very nice black to work with because it's a very dry powder and it gives you a lot more time and control around the cuticle area. So I just wanted to be really careful whenever I'm working with black. And it's kind of hard because with black, the cuticle area has to be perfect, because if it's not, you can't get away with it. It's just gonna look crooked. So I was really careful around that area and making sure that I had a nice and round cuticle area. So about the nail guards again, when they popped off when I was shaping them, I actually just glued them back on. So that's kind of why, if you look at the placement of where my cuticle ends here, it might be different when you look at the end result, because when I glued them on, I glued them closer to my cuticle. But in reality, I wasn't that close to the cuticle because I didn't want to flood it and I didn't want to mess it up, especially with a color like black. So I'm capping the glitter with the I&M clear acrylic powder. So you'll notice that I'm mixing a lot of brands here because, well, I've been using the I&M powder for the black and the clear, but the monomer, I'm actually using the Nail Couture monomer. And later on, you'll see that I'm going to be using the CJP Carbon Gray acrylic. And the reason why I'm mixing brands is I'm just trying to use up the products that I have. And because this is a demo, I don't really care about the longevity or mixing brands, but whenever I'm working on a client, I definitely try my best not to mix brands. And so I don't use I&M, for example, the clear powder, I don't use it on my clients, and it's not because I don't like it. It's actually a really good powder. I really like the I&M line of acrylic powders. It's just that for my clients, I'm currently using Neonails as my core product line. So I just end up using the Neo clear acrylic powder with the Neonail monomer. So for me, it doesn't make sense to mix brands when I'm using it on a client. So for my index finger, I'm using this really cool carbon gray powder from CJP. It's really nice to work with. You can see that I can get a really nice cuticle line, and I have a lot of control over the product. It doesn't move around, and I like it a lot. I'm working very thinly as well because the CJP powders, colored powders, design powders, they come in 10-gram jars, and 10 grams doesn't seem like a lot, but if you use very thin layers, you can actually stretch it out to probably 9 sets, full sets, depending on the length. So when and on top of that, I'm going to be putting a glitter on the nail as well, so I want to be working thinly, but there's 2 reasons for that. One, as I mentioned, it's to save product. 2, it's to make sure the glitter doesn't add bulk to the nail when I encapsulate all of it in the end. So I'm really hoping that CJP will be shipping their monomer to Canada very soon, because right now I'm just waiting for the monomer before I can do the brand review for the CJP acrylic powders. So far, I've been using the CJP powders with the Nail Couture monomer, and it's working great, but I really, to stay true to the review, I want to stick with the same product lines for both the monomer and the powder. So I'm not going to give an opinion on it for now because it's just, there's no point because I'm using a different brand's monomer and I'm mixing brands. But when they start shipping the monomer to Canada, I'll start doing the review once I get it. So here I'm pinching the nails. For this set, I didn't find that I needed to pinch that much because I have very slim nail beds, so then I don't really need to pinch unless I really want that C curve in my acrylic nails. So I didn't end up pinching all of these nails because I didn't have to in the end. So this glitter that I use is the Star Wars inspired glitter, and the name of the glitter is Luke. And it's got these black bolts, hexagons in it, as well as spaceships, planets, and an astronaut. And I think it's really cool. I've never seen this before, so I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about it. If you want to get a close-up of what the glitter looks like, check out the Etsy store because I have product photos and you'll get a clear look of what the glitter looks like in detail. And of course, in this set, I just mix the glitters together, but if you want to be very detailed, you can actually pick apart the planets, the astronaut, and the stars, and the rocket ships, and organize them whichever way you like. So with the middle finger, I'm going back with the black acrylic. And for this finger, I'm going to be doing a star Milky Way kind of thing. So I have a really cool silver glitter star, or silver star glitter, that I will be selling at my store as well. And you'll see how I laid them onto the nail, and I really liked how it looked in the end. So I think, so here is the baby boomer nail, and this is, I'm using the carbon gray at the tip and then the black acrylic on the bottom, and I'm just fading them together. And then I'm adding a bit of the same black holographic flakes that I used on my pinky finger and just putting it across the nail. And you'll notice that at the end of the picture I added crystals on the side of this nail because there was a spot where I had missed. I guess I didn't put enough black acrylic and it ended up having a bald spot on it, so I just covered it up with some crystals. And I realized I forgot to include the footage of me adding the stars in the middle finger, but you'll see how I laid them out in the next, I guess the next scene where I show the filed nails. I really like this black holographic glitter because it's so subtle and it's just not in your face. And sometimes I love Holo, but then it's cool and it's just a bit subtle, especially for a set like this. So once I've capped these nails, I'm going to be top coating them. Oh, sorry, I'm going to be shaping them, of course, and then top coating them. So these are the shaped nails. And the glitter just kind of pops up and comes to life when you add the top coat on. It's one of my favorite parts of doing nails. And this is the middle finger, and that's how I set up the starry glitters. Sorry I didn't include the footage of that, but it's just basically the same as I did on the thumb, where I just do a kind of a curvy line across the nail. Cure it for 60 seconds, and here is the end result. I really like this set, and I hope you like this as well. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'm hoping to do a lot more of these nerdy theme type nails, so let me know if you have any suggestions, and if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you!